Hello. So today we will use the top 7 Magento 2 CLI commands. So Magento 2 introduced CLI mode where we can perform various actions and do installation of Magento, even database upgrade or data upgrade using SSH commands. So first thing what we need to do is log into Magento over SSH, and we need to use CLI mode as Magento user. In my setup, I log it as Magento file owner. In different cases, you may have to switch user, or you may have to use commands using PHP command. It's also on some installations you will have to specify full path to PHP executable file. So to check if it works, we will type bin magenta and we will see list commands. If we see a list of commands, it means everything is fine. If not, you can try to use PHP and type bin magenta. You see, in my case, it works because PHP and user which I'm logged from, they have same ownership. If there will be error, you might try to use something different. Also, if you don't know where is your PHP location, you can type which PHP and you will see where you have PHP installed. In my case, it's user bin PHP. So if I will put user bin PHP and then bin magenta, I will see the same list. So, and all commands which I will introduce today, they will be in Magento 2.1.3. It's important because Magento may change their CLI commands like it used to be before, and this article would not make a lot of sense for you. To check what version of Magento 2 CLI you have to type bin magenta version. And don't forget to put PHP or path to PHP before bin magenta or any other command which runs from bin magenta. And we can see that I use Magento CLI version 2.1.3. So the first command you need to know is maintenance mode. We enable maintenance mode at any change we do to Magento store. If we perform upgrade or we install extensions, we enable maintenance mode. In this case, customer will see maintenance page and they won't be able to place order or change something in the system during upgrade or any maintenance at our store. To enable it, we will put bin magenta maintenance semicolon enable, and we can see that we have message enabled maintenance mode. One more command which we will use when we install extension of Great Magento is setup upgrade. What it does? The setup upgrade command, it will check all files and check version of installed extension or extension's data, and if it differs from version you have, it will perform upgrade from installation files. And to launch this command, we can type bin magenta setup upgrade. You can also check all commands in article. I will leave URL to it below the video. So as you can see, Magento went through each module and data of its module and checked if something needs to be installed. Also, we can see message, please rerun Magento compile command. And the next command is setup decompile. What it does, it will compile dependency injection from extensions into generated files. In order to do it, and it may be not relevant to developer mode. If you use Magento in production mode, you have to do it. But in developer mode, Magento makes symlinks to the files, and you don't need to compile any files. So we will run bin magenta setup d compile, and we can see Magenta will launch compilation of dependency injection files. It will take some time, like about 2 or 3 minutes, but if you have slower environment, it may take more time for you. The next command I will share is reindex. Reindex will happen to all Magenta indexers, and it may be useful in case you perform upgrade or some other installation, or sometimes when you add new product you won't be able to see it at the category page or search results, and reindex can fix this issue. Also, if you install new extension, it's better to do reindex before cache, that if there will be new indexers updated or something new or will be any issue, you'll see it right away before disabling maintenance mode, and you will be able to roll back or fix it to prevent customers to see errors on your website. So as we can see, the report area always change. It tells us what compilation going on, and right now it's area configuration aggregation. As we can see, there are 7 parts of dependency injection compilation, and in my case it took us about like 2 or 3 minutes. So to perform reindex, we will need to type bin magenta indexer reindex. We can see a successful message, and now we will do reindex bin magenta indexer reindex. And here as well we can see report how much time took us to index each indexer. As we remember in Magento 1, sometimes it can take a while. The next CLI command, it will be clean of our cache. In order to do this, we will have to put bin magenta cache flush, and this will clean all Magenta caches. Also, Magenta have generated files, preprocessed files, and all other different types of files it generates in order to be more fast. If you want to clean all of them, there is command to remove folders. I have it in article, but after you perform it, you will have to generate dependency injection and static content again. And next command will generate a static content. We will put bin magenta setup static content deploy. Oh, I have mistyped deploy. And you can see if you mistype it like me, Magenta will show you hint, maybe you mean one of those, which is actually useful in our case. And static content deploy will take more time than dependency injection. What it actually does, it goes through each theme you have, and it compiles less files into CSS files, then it combines all together, and it look into parent themes and generate CSS files which you have defined for your themes, and it generates also JavaScript files. You can also select at the admin if you want to have them minified, HTML, JavaScript, or CSS. It will perform this operation as well. As you can see, it reports us which theme is going through and language. It also does compilation for each language, so if you have 2 languages, it may be kind of slower. So, and next step, as you can see, Magenta minify my templates, and wow, we have files deployed. In Magenta 2.1.3, it became most fast than in previous editions. And once we performed all of this, the last command will be bin Magento maintenance disable. This way we will disable maintenance mode. Magento. And site will be live again. In case you want to clean all, like I said before, all cache folders, all generated content, pre-processed content for CSS and list files, log files, report files, any static content, you can remove these folders. I have all of this in article, but this is actually all folders which have generated or logged content, and by launching this command we won't have any static content files or any dependency injection. And now if we don't use developer mode, our website will be broken. So I hope it was useful for you, and feel free to share your comments or any other Magento CLI commands you think will be also interesting in comments to the